draw your attention to these. Some of you will have noticed, I'm sure you've all noticed, that you have your little butterfly on here. And the reason that I've put these on the cards for you is because I wanted you to think about, or for it to be a reminder from me to you, that the butterfly represents your career. So it starts a little bit green and squirmy, and we're not perhaps quite sure what we're doing when we're in the caterpillar stage. And then it goes into a chrysalis. I was going to say crustacean, and thankfully Jenny corrected that. And it gets a little bit hard sometimes, and that might be when you're trying to weave your situation with your family and you're trying to work at the same time, and that all gets a little bit complicated. But then what happens is that you come out of that and you turn into your own butterfly. And every butterfly is unique, and every butterfly has its own individual potential. So every time you look at your little butterfly, I want you to think about that as yourself and your inner potential, and that's what you're able to achieve. That's my little present from each week. And like I said, chrysalis. Okay, so I'm technically challenged also, although there's many of you in the room that think I'm not technically challenged, I actually am. So please bear with me. So this is obviously just to tell you who I am, but you can see what's not working. Here we go. So welcome to Dress for Success, Women in Work 2019. Thank you to all of you for joining us today. We really appreciate you being here. So I've thanked you. I'm not going to thank you again. I think twice is enough. So this, like Michelle, I copied her slide and cheated and decided to tell you about myself. So I'm into some active sports and things like that. I like going and doing some classes. I've been in the human resources recruitment industry for pretty much my entire career. I'm married. I have a son. I did actually give birth to that, believe it or not. He wasn't that big, obviously, when I gave birth. Somewhat smaller. I have established my business Career Fit 46 earlier this year. So, like many of you, I've gone through quite a big transition and still on that journey. And that gave me the opportunity to work with Dress for Success, which I'm really proud to do. And I know some of you in this room have already been to see me, and I really enjoy working with you so much. And I said earlier that actually I'm so emotionally connected to some of you, I probably will start to get upset, so I apologise because we've formed a really lovely bond, and that's great. So there's some numbers for you. 23 plus years is how long I've been involved in the careers industry. I've been married for 19 years. My son is now 17. And 46, what is 46 about? Well, 46 is a number that represents encouraging others to achieve their potential. So that was why I attached it to Career Fit 46. I would say it's my age, but clearly that's not true. So today we're going to cover 3 topics, and I will go through them and try and give you really key pieces of information. There will obviously be more that I can give you, and as Jenny said at the start, if you want to go through certain things in more detail, then we can obviously book you in and arrange to do that. So the first is applying for jobs. The second is returning to work after time away or changing direction. And the third is maintaining momentum in your career or gaining a promotion. So just hands up so I can see where we're at. How many people are in the applying for job stage? Cool. Okay. How many of you are returning to work after some time away? Awesome. And who's looking to build momentum in their current career? Okay, or gaining a promotion. Awesome. So we've got some fairly even numbers. Great. Okay. So just to add in, obviously Kelly from Hudson have covered some of these areas this morning. So I'm going to try and bolt on some additionals that may not have been covered in that. She's done a really good job on that. So the first there is the cover letter. And that's your first prong of your three-pronged approach. So when you're doing your cover letter, always make sure, it was mentioned earlier, that you look at the advert. What does the advert tell you to do? If the advert has the name of a person to write the cover letter to, make sure you say dear or hi Sarah, hi John, whoever it is. Don't miss that vital piece of information. A friend of mine who is in HR said when she gets a lot of responses, a very easy and simple way to eliminate is those that simply haven't followed the instructions. And she will actively put her name into the advert to see who picks up on it, and do they actually bother to write to her, or are they just writing the letter? So if there's something in there that's telling you to do something, then please make sure you do it. As well, things like if they've asked you, the role could be part-time or full-time. It could be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. What days do you prefer? Sometimes in our excitement, because we're so enthusiastic, this is a really good job and I'm so interested in it, we get distracted and we really miss those key pieces. So if it asks you to provide some information such as you want to be full-time or part-time, make sure that you fill that in as well. Kelly touched on it earlier about making the cover letter part of you. I know some of the ladies that I've seen through Dress for Success and in my own business have said to me that where do I put my personality? How do I express myself? My CV feels sort of very kind of standard pieces of information. How do I put me through? And that cover letter is a really good way, as Kelly explained it, is to put your journey in. Express your values, how your values align with the values of the business that you're applying to. The skills that you have that match with that job role, in respect of why you want that job. Because why you want that job and not another job is what they want to know. They don't want to think, oh, this is just another cover letter, they've not really thought about this. You want to feel special as the applicant applying for the job, right? Yeah. They want to feel special too. They want to know that you actually want their job and not just a job. So it's really important to take the time over your cover letter. Your second prong is your CV. Making sure that you've got it clear, it's simple, the structure is easy to follow. I know some questions were asked earlier about type font. It does actually matter, and Arial was one that was suggested, and I would absolutely agree with that. If you look at certain fonts, what can happen, numbers is a really good way to check. Sometimes you look at numbers, and as a glasses-wearing person, as you saw as I dropped them on the floor earlier, if I'm looking at something and I haven't got my glasses, and the 3 looks like a 5, or the 5 looks like a 6, then don't use that font. You don't want somebody to have to double look at your CV to check what the information is, and make sure that it's really nice and clear. Other key factors, the personal summary, professional summary, the little overview that you put at the top. That's where you can express your personality and who you are, and give some really good indication around your values and what matters to you and why you'd be interested in that particular role. Make sure that it's clear, it's laid out. Don't think about trying to make it too complex, because if it's overly complex in its format, often when it goes into a tracking system, the format gets thrown all over the place. So all your hard work gets lost. So keep it simple, make it easy for the person to read. Content also is key in respect of for the cover letter and your CV with regard to the advert and keywords within the advert. If the if the advert says they're looking for somebody with networking skills, and you put in your CV, I'm good, I have good social skills, it's same but different. It's potential mix. And some companies use a search system, which means that they're always looking for keywords. So even though you've actually described the same thing, but used a different word, if they put in their search networking, and you've written social, it's not going to get pulled up. So look at the advert, clues are in the advert, and use their language and transport that into your CV. Your third one is your LinkedIn and your Seek. I didn't put Trade Me on here, naughty me. Professional profile. So the as it was said earlier, these mechanisms, these platforms, actually give you the opportunity for jobs to come to you. So if you've got your Seek profile filled in with your CV attached, and you filled out your keywords, as the ladies from Hudson said earlier, when they're searching, they're looking for key criteria, your information pops up. Lo and behold, they make a shortlist. Next thing you know, you've got a phone call being told about the job. And you've not even had to apply for it. They've actually come to you. So if you're using that information to its best effect, it can actually be really, really helpful. Wrong way. Okay, so content is key. It's really important to get your content right. What you did, how you did, and the outcome. I know the ladies that I have seen through Dress for Success and my clients, a lot of what I'm reading about now is about outcome. So the easiest example for you to give me here is, I was a manager. Okay, so I was a manager. Yeah, it's about as interesting as watching paint dry. Whereas if you say, I was a manager for 5 years and I had a team of 4 people and we continually performed at 100%, 120% over budget, then it tells somebody what you did, it tells them how you did it, and it tells them the outcome of what you did. Because if you don't give a measure of your outcome, then that's where you fall into that bracket of same. So giving your outcome is really, really important, and people write about this a lot. Okay, so you want to make sure you hit the target. As Kelly said earlier, don't waste an application. That first impression is so important. Unfortunately, we can't resubmit a CV and go, oh, I'm so sorry, I forgot to put this in, or I didn't spell check, or I put my name's funnyclaire@gmail.com as my email address, and I didn't mean to send you that one. Make sure that it's the best version of yourself that is being sent out to people. Match. Go on.
You know that content is key, and you just use the manager example.
Yep.
Is that in the interview process, or are you saying to put it in the CV?
In your CV and in the interview process. It's a really good point. Yeah. In both
Because I
cases.
thought like you always are advised to keep it like not too much detail, but
Keep it so you need to make sure it's succinct, so there's not too much waffle. But if you said manager of 5 people over 3 years achieving 120%, it's still just one bullet point statement. Yeah. So matching, as I said earlier, your skills against the job is really important. Using the same words is really important. job search tools and avenues. So when you're looking for a job, there's multiple places for you to look. Company websites. Lady that I saw a few weeks ago said to me, I look at company websites, I am registered on particular organisations, they send me jobs through, so whenever they get a job in that meets my criteria, I get a job alert sent to me. Awesome, that's really good work. What they weren't doing was using Seek or Trade Me in exactly the same way. So you can use Seek and Trade Me in exactly the same way. You set yourself up a little email alert, and lo and behold, when that job comes up that gets posted that meets your criteria, the information gets sent directly through to you. So it means that you're on top of things, you're aware of things all the time. I would say these things aren't 100%, not 100% accurate, but don't be too completely reliant on it. Make sure that you do a couple of times a week, go and have a look at job, just do a general search as well. And make sure if you're when you're looking at job, use multiple different job titles which could describe the same thing. So administrator or receptionist or customer service, it could fall under any one of those areas. So set yourself up searches for all of them so that you don't miss anything, you capture as much of the opportunities as possible. Magnifying glass, make sure you do some research work. Right, we have a little exercise now, and I'll have some helpers hopefully coming. When we go to interviews, one of the things we have to do is introduce ourselves, and we're often potentially something we're not overly comfortable with. So what I would like you to do is turn to your left and introduce yourself to the person on your left-hand side so that you can just say hi to the person. Okay, just turn to the person next to you. Hello. Nice to meet
Yeah, I understand. I was like, too much for you don't want to get hot enough.
Another person that you haven't spoken to, and just introduce yourself to them. Just do that.
Hi, I'm Marina.
You've all thrown me a little bit. What I was going to say was you probably might feel that's a little bit difficult, but you actually all do it really well. When you go into your interview, think about that as that's all you're actually doing, is just telling somebody about yourself, and you're simply just going to introduce yourself. When you're doing your interviewing, make sure you prepare, look at the company, look at the individual, practice. If you haven't got another human being in your household that you can practice with, practice on your pet. Practice walking around the supermarket and telling somebody about this is what I do. Get used to hearing your own voice talking about yourself, because I think sometimes that's with interview where what people find really uncomfortable is that actually I'm talking about myself. Wrong way. Yep. Still wrong way. most of all, those of you that have already seen me, this is your secret weapon. It's your superpower. Remember to smile because it changes everything. It was touched on briefly earlier, person versus skills. I have so many of you ask me about the person or the skills. I don't have the technical skills. Having been in the recruitment industry for over 20 years, yes, companies do look for certain skills, but they actually employ the person. And the key thing you've really got to remember is that when you've all been incredibly sociable and you're all sat here smiling and you're here and you've given up your time today, and that says an awful lot about you as people. The skills that you might not have for a job, be it on a technical basis, you can be taught those. So those are things that you can learn. Your ability to speak to people and network like you are often isn't something that people can do very well. So don't underestimate the power of you as a person, and do remember any skill shortages you may have, you can actually be taught. I'm going to skip because I'm on time limit. If you've got any questions, write them on your paper and we'll go through them. Okay, returning to work or changing direction. So returning to work, one of the biggest things here is when people are mindful of what skills do I have. Do I have anything to offer the potential employer? I'm going to need goggles for this, ladies. So I just wanted to read a couple of things to you, because I know I've had conversations with you about some of these things and your apprehension about it. So this is an article that's written by a gentleman called Scott Player. He's the CEO and an experienced business leader. And he writes about, last year I left my CEO role, so a very senior position in the business, to take time off to spend with his family. Quite simply, it's been a great year, but also a challenging one. With my business leader hat on, this time has given me the opportunity to see firsthand and hands-on the challenges those on parental leave face. The reality is it's definitely not time off. Yep, you know, in fact, going to work would be much easier the vast majority of the time. That's why I went to work, by the way. He goes on to say, it's a daily mental challenge. Can I please have an adult conversation with someone? He also talks about, is my career passing me by? However, he then goes on to say that he has a newfound respect for parents, and obviously most of the time it is mum that stays at home, who take career breaks and ultimately end up making compromises on their careers to raise children. To all my peers, he says, all business leaders and managers, parents on maternity leave, juggling daily struggles, trying to determine a path back to the workforce, have it bloody hard. His words, not mine. I urge you to please take the time to understand. And this is a guy who's successful, has had a really powerful career, but has then had 12 months out and really kind of, found it difficult to go back into, or the realisation of what it's actually like. Just wanted to read you this as well briefly. So, this is a book that I'm currently reading because I'm studying and upskilling myself to offer you ladies a better service. Female intuition is particularly evident in women who have raised children. The mother relies almost solely on the non-verbal channel to communicate with the child, and this is why women are often more perceptive negotiators than men, because they practice reading signals early. I was having this conversation with somebody the other day about the importance of intuition, and I don't think they believed me that it was a skill. But it absolutely is, because it's here. It's being written about by a man. It says, Most women have the brain organisation to out-communicate any man on the planet. Women have far greater capacity for communicating and elevating people than men do. Women have between 14 and 16 areas of the brain to evaluate others' behaviour. Men have now you know why they're necessary. So your skills, note them down. The little pink symbol says note them down. Your CV, make sure you then put them in your CV. Network, you've all proven today you're fantastic networkers. Put it on your CV, it matters. But use your network to build your ability to source a job, because that's important. And do your research. Do the job properly. Okay, changing direction. If you're changing direction, I've done this myself, although it's a bit of an add-on, really. This lioness, as my husband rightly said, represents courage. Because if you're changing direction, you, one, should be really proud of yourselves, because that takes an awful lot of guts. And if we had balls, it would take an awful lot of balls. But as I say, we don't need them. Change often comes because of purpose. We want new purpose. We have skills, but we're not necessarily quite sure how we're going to transfer them. So there may be a gap, so you might look for that gap. So there may be some training and knowledge that you need to get. This is just about how information is framed. Support handling, similar, same, slightly different. This role is the marketing role. This role is the administrator role. And if you look at the actual words, they're describing a very similar role, but the way in which it's framed is just slightly different. So, campaigns versus presentations. If you're campaigning, you're presenting. It's same, slightly different. So that comes back to what I said at the start about the importance of language and the use of language, and talk the language of the industry that you're going into. You've got to stop and think, I'm now going to look at this. How do they talk? Where do they go? What do they do? How to succeed. Research, understand, network. Because then you can run. And this is one occasion you do want to run before you can walk. I'm not going to ask, sorry, I'm going to skip because I'm on time. I'm not doing good.
You're good, girl. Yep.
So maintaining momentum, let's keep the momentum going. If you've got a question from that section, write it down. That's what your cards are for. So I'm happy to go through those. Upskill. I've just said, I'm doing this myself. I'm reading every single day. I am researching, I'm looking at information, I'm looking at articles. If you want to maintain momentum in your career, then there's no point in doing this. Because if you're standing still, somebody said to me many, many years ago, you're actually going backwards. Because you really need to keep learning and keep being aware of what's going on in your industry, whether that's your current industry or an industry that you want to be involved with. Talk to other people who are in that industry. Learn what they're doing. Why do one retail outlet use a particular style, colour, font, where they position their promotional material, to why is the latest IT company doing a certain thing and using video, whatever. I don't know, I'm not an IT guru, but you see what I mean. It's really important to keep upskilling. That way you stay relevant. It's really important. Use your network. You've all proven today, nobody can leave this room today and say, I don't know how to develop a network. Because you've all got, however many of you here, more friends today than what you had this morning. So who do each of you know? Who does their partners know? Who does their neighbour know? That might help you be able to get that opportunity that you're looking for. The more people you tell, the more likely it is to happen. Think about getting a mentor. This is something that often is quite a new thing in some respects, but having a mentor means that somebody that can work with you to help you see where you want to go and give you that support and guidance to achieve what your particular goal is. Working with younger colleagues, that always scares me because it makes me feel really old. But that's why I work on my own now. So younger colleagues, they will have skills that potentially some of us won't have. But at the same time, I have life experience, I have parenting experience, I have budgeting experience that other people may not have. So you can swap skills and everybody becomes more rounded. Volunteer. Obviously, I'm a big fan of this and I really enjoy doing this. And this, the work that I do through Dress for Success has given me a huge opportunity to not only learn new skills, but gain confidence, find out what my actual client base needs and what matters and what's relevant. So think about where you want to go and can I volunteer to learn skills to get there. Gaining promotion, of course, you've got to dress for success. Invest in yourself, skills. You don't have to tick every box. Quick fact, men will look at a job advert, just putting your hand in, and they might only have to tick 2 boxes out. And they're like, oh, I can't do that. Women, we go, no, I can't do that. I've got 8 out of 10, I can't do that. We have to have, no you don't, because there's things that you've got to learn on the job. It's about demonstrating you're willing to learn and you want to upskill. Discuss with your senior manager. So if you're in a role at the moment and you're looking to gain your promotion, discuss it with people. Find out what you need to do and how you're going to get there. What is the pathway? If they don't know what your intentions are, they're not mind readers. They can't suddenly wake up one day and go, oh, Jane wants to do this. Because they don't know that. You have to communicate it to them and don't be afraid to say that's what you want. Do you think men are ever afraid to ask for a promotion or find out about the next opportunity? No. So we shouldn't be either. Show that you're a team player, be engaged, demonstrate your ability to do the desired role. Because if you're showing your willingness and that I have actually got these skills and I have actually got this knowledge, then you're more likely to be seen as a really viable option for that particular position. Apply and never give up. This lady here, who's seen this film? Who knows what film it is? Legally Blonde, that's right. So Reese Witherspoon in her power pink outfit. Everybody thought she was going to fail. Nobody thought she would succeed. That was the theme of the story. What does she know? And she did. Not only did she succeed, but she was better than any of those men in that room. And that's, for me, I was going to get Working Girl, but I thought that might be a little bit old school. Working Girl was great, right? She was a star. Mostly, somebody said to me earlier, oh, I need somebody to back me. But you need to start with backing yourself. If you don't back yourself, then why should somebody else back you? You've really got to be in here. And I know Sarah is going to talk about self-belief. That's so, so important. So, Sarah's going to go through that with you. But you really do have to back yourself. And remember, if you shoot for the moon, even if you miss, you're going to land amongst the stars. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's me. Sorry, I'm going to steal the limelight a little bit more because now I'm up here. I did this when I was 3. I don't want to get on. But before I do go down, I've ladies who've been instrumental in arranging today. And have you had fun so far? Yes. Are you happy for me to hand these over? Yes. Good. So first up is Ginny. You all know and you all appreciate there's obviously a lot that goes into something like this. You know, all the contents of your bags has had to be resourced, and it's a lot of organisation. And the second lady is, and please don't anybody that has done lots that I've missed them out, so I'm sorry, but this is for Jen. And there's also, we have a secret helper in amongst us with Dress for Success at the moment. And she comes in and she's just, she fills my heart with warmth, this lady. Ginny and Jen do as well, by the way. But I love the fact that she's so open, she listens, and she's looking at a career transition herself at the moment. And I can't look at her because if I do, I'm going to cry. But I'm so incredibly proud of what she's doing. So this is for her because she packed your bags for you. Not that I want you to leave in a nice way. So this is for Jane, who is our secret helper at the moment.
Oh, not so quickly. We have a small thank you for you.